Of course, you know the book is better. I don't understand why the movie twisted things around, because the book and his story is dynamic enough where you don't have to put no hot sauce on it. Bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and tip your favorite narrator via Cash App at $NayRob on YouTube. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee, you babies, yes you, can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue reading Brother Ray. Okay. Those of you who are paying members, I implore you, please go to the community wall and or the Patreon so that we can figure out what we're going to do next. Look, y'all, the babies are right here. You know, this is Ro. Hey, baby. Lulu right here. So if you hear some snoring, it's because they just right here annoying me. After my second country album in 1962, I continued recording the standards. I've always loved tunes like Old Man River or Lucky Old Sun. I used the same kind of big band settings, string arrangements, and choral backgrounds. Those were the situations which made me happiest. I didn't stop accompanying myself on piano. That's something I'll always do. I know myself best. My piano can actually inspire my voice, and I love the feeling of the two streams flowing together. I began my own record company in the early 60s, but I continued to use ABC for promotion and distribution. When I originally signed with ABC in 1959 for 3 years, I told them if everything was still cool at the end of the period, I'd sign for another 3. So I wanted to keep my word. And at the end of the second 3 years, though, in 1965, I became an exclusive artist for my own label, Tangerine. But back in 1962, most of my business dealings were still in New York. That was a drag. It was difficult living in California and having all my main people on the other coast. So I decided to build a small office building in LA and centralized the operation in one spot. I bought the property and helped design the place. I was more interested in low cost than high prestige. So I put up the building in a normal black working class neighborhood of LA. It ain't Beverly Hills. There are 2 stories. I wanted to rent out the bottom half because I assumed the tenants wouldn't want to walk up and down stairs. But the second floor is all mine. That's where the offices are, the publishing companies, and later the record company and booking agency, as well as my recording studio. But he lives a bare minimum lifestyle. I respect that for a Libra. Y'all, I don't know. I don't know. I respect that for him, but we know the only reason why he doing that is so he can spend all his money on dope and bitches and all that child support. So everything moved to California. My accounting, my publishing, my recording. We started out with just 3 of us, Joe Adams, a bookkeeper, and myself. Joe also helped me engineer and did everything else around the place. 1964 started out normally enough. I was doing TV, recording, touring, and fooling around my new building and studio. In April or May, we went to England and Ireland, where I was in a movie, Ballad in Blue. It was a cute story about a blind boy whose mother is overprotective. I played myself and convinced her to let the child learn to fend for himself the way my mama had taught me. I liked working on film and even wrote the title tune. The movie turned out okay, but it could have been much hipper if the folks making it hadn't run out of money. We also did a highly successful concert in the Shrine Auditorium in LA, which was turned into an album by then. Lillian Ford had replaced Margie Hendricks as the head raylette. Towards the end of the year, we went to Canada to play a gig. We flew back to Boston on our plane and landed at Logan Field. It was a cold winter day. We piled out the plane and headed for the hotel. Got to my room and realized that I had forgotten my fix. It was still on the plane, so I had my assistant drive me back to the airport. I walked on the plane, put the shiz inside my overcoat, and headed for my car. That was when I was stopped by the feds. We've been watching the plane. Would you mind stepping over here? Okay. Did you just come back from Canada? Yes. We got a tip that you might have some drugs on the plane. Oh, so if you don't mind, we'd like to see that overcoat. If I didn't mind. Oh, well, I handed them the coat I was carrying. There was smack and grass inside. I was caught. This was the end of 1964. It would be a year before I was sentenced, so I finished touring and then headed back to California. I decided not to tour in 1965. This was the first time in 20 years that I wouldn't be performing in public. I had lots on my mind and I couldn't see myself running around. I needed to stop and think. Along about May of 1965, I was asked to sing the title song for The Cincinnati Kid, a movie being made with Steve McQueen. I listened to the music and it fit me. I agreed to do it. That's how I always work with movie songs or commercials, just like regular tunes. I got to like the melodies before I'll sing them. We were set to record on a Thursday night over at RCA. Then my son Ray Jr., who was about 10 then, told me there was a banquet for his little league team on the same night. Now that I'm reading the book, of course, you know the book is better. I don't understand why the movie twisted things around, because the book and his story is dynamic enough where you don't have to put no hot sauce on it. But I see how they combined some things, how they condensed some things, how they tweaked it in a way so that Ray Charles did not look like such a cad. Obviously, Ray Charles don't realize how much of a cad he is. Obviously, the movie people said, oh no, we got to change some shit because you like a cad. Right, we getting to the point where his son had a banquet, and in the movie, they made it look like he couldn't attend. But according to the book, what happened was there was a banquet on the same day as the recording. I don't understand why a man as powerful as Ray Charles couldn't say, I can't do it. If you want me, then I'll be there on Friday morning. Period. I don't understand that. Now, people who are musicians and singers, y'all can let me know, okay? But there's no way that I cannot be a powerful musician like Ray Charles and not be like, okay, use somebody else. Now, he's a money grubbing hoe, like all Libras are. But I think I'll be okay if I don't get that lead song or title song. The thing that happened with the banquet was that he went, but time is going past. It's getting closer and closer to the time that he needs to be at the studio. And they still have not presented his son with his award. So he leaves. The evening arrived, and since I had promised Ray Jr. I'd go to the banquet, I went. Then there was my son, Ray. There was B. There was the other parents and kids. 7 o'clock came. 7:30, 8 o'clock came. Ray still hadn't gotten his trophy. I kept fidgeting. I was nervous and confused. Finally, I told him and his mother I had to go. Still, I left. He started crying. I realized I had made it worse by coming at all. Now I was leaving before the presentation. Everyone had seen me, and everyone saw that I was splitting before my boy was recognized. Still, I left. I left B and I left Ray crying his heart out. I heard the crying while I was recording that evening, and that's what the fuck you get. That's what you get. You selfish. And most addicts are selfish. They don't see themselves for who they are. Dumb, stupid motherfuckers. And I thought about something else. What if I actually had to serve time, child? Now he talking about getting clean. Nigga, you ain't fooling nobody. Talking about getting clean. You ain't fooling no fucking body. What they do, what the criminals do, okay? Sometimes them motherfuckers be pretending like they be on drugs just so they can get out of time or get probation. Oh, Lord, I robbed that liquor store because I am an addict. You hear me? I am an addict. Help me, Lord, help me. And then the judges who be soft because their children is strung out on something. Okay, well, go to rehab and get yourself together. I'll see you back in 30 days. 30 days ain't cleaned shit. It just put that addiction on pause. Because as soon as they get out of rehab, they go straight back to using. Oh, sir, you're clean. We're not going to put you in jail. We're just going to put you on probation. He talking about he did it for his family. Please, nigga. You did it so that the judge wouldn't put your ass in jail. That's what they do. That's what they do. I saw that if I gave up heroin, it was going to have to be a deal I made with myself. No one else could be involved. No promises, no outs, no fancy footwork. I might bullshit others, but I couldn't bullshit Ray. I decided to find a hospital, go there, and kick the shiz. Yeah, right.